So there's only one piece of code on screen, but pause if you want to look at it, but really we're just trying to highlight this part. I talked about this in a more recent episode, I think like a few or several episodes ago, but basically this is just a variable name tied to a string and you will see it later on. So remember this line of text when we get to a certain event because it will come into play later on, although it's not a requirement to unlock anything. I could do something like that, but as I said for this mystery in particular template, small steps. So we're just going to hit quick play and just go with what we've got. So as we get into Azal, Eldritch Parasite, random item stats Moriko. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Anyway, it's interesting, and yes, that is kind of just a filler phrase, but it is going to be interesting as we get Dexterity, Second Encounter, Charisma, Toxicon, Knowledge, and maybe every single stat check, but Strength would have been nice because I like doing Strength. But, so we're going to be losing Doom, and we can't heal Stamina and Reason. That's basically the crux of this run. Eldritch Parasite, no healing, so basically your Stamina and Reason are, I say, lower on average. And then there's Azal, who just likes to slap Doom in your face with rules that sometimes are hard to get rid of with the resources you have, whether it's injuries with being, blah, blah, what am I trying to say here? Going to the hospital with funds or using the school nurse, even if you have that. I did not use that. Or if it's curses and you just hope that you have a way to remove curses, or just human error, really. Vigil, Mermaids, Scissors, Fetus, and yeah, we're looking for Template, and we did find Template. We're going to take Template immediately, just to go through with it. At a certain point, I need to make it my third mystery, just to see. I didn't really change the text, but we'll go through it again. I need to make the splash screen, but that will happen after I make all of the art. That way I know what I want to make for sure. Although it's likely I'm just going to reuse assets that I have, so shrug. Except for probably the background. But as we move on here, not really much to say at the moment. We're taking the Cursed Doll because maybe we're going to lose less HP, but normally I would grab Ghostly Spear and or Mind Drain, but because we're Moriko, we're gonna try out using a weapon because we at least start with a weapon. Period. That's the end of the sentence. So we do have a curse, by the way. We have the curse rule. But since we succeeded here, that will be cool. I don't need to put something changed here, but it's kind of nice to kind of note. You'll know it's usually different because something changed usually comes along with the effect. So that's me putting things in. But I'm not going to really stop here to explain. Again, I'll narrate through the mystery when I finally completed it. But otherwise, as we move on here, again, if you saw the very beginning of the video, you'll note that this text looks different. It's because I set it to different variables, which I probably should have just shown you at the very beginning, but I wanted to kind of highlight the flavor text that changes based on the variable we use. So you can use them in text boxes, you can use them actually in effects like status effects, ally, so on and so forth. I am touching a part of my face because my face hurts, but let's move on. So yeah, that's kind of the next step we're taking, and then I don't think I'm going to be doing anything else. But if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. I do try to throw in hints every now and again, but at a certain point, I can't leave any more hints. Usually around 3 is my comfort level, as we go into basically kind of game design or game dev talk, which is, yeah, leaving clues for players, basically. I know that might be a little bit, and yeah, because we succeeded, we can pick the option on the right. But I think we're in an age where people don't want to be handheld, basically, is the short one. However, there is a second part of that phrase that I need to tack something on, and that is sometimes the help is much appreciated. So a more accurate way to put it, nice brace attack, by the way. I don't need to be bracing. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but Let me try to phrase what I want to say better. In my opinion, at least, because it's obviously my opinion, it's nowhere near a statement of fact, because it also depends on the player. Otherwise, we would actually... No, I'm not going to say that, because that doesn't sound weird. That sounds weird. So, if you are going to help the player with hints, basically, whether it's through the story, helping them trying to progress, helping them clear a quest of some sort, it should usually be invisible, I should say. While at the same, there are basically conditions you need to fill. It should be invisible, in my opinion at least, and it should not insult the player's intelligence, unless of course that's the point. But oftentimes that's not supposed to be the point. I don't really have a problem with antagonizing the player, so to say, if it has to do basically with the motif of a work. There are a few games I'm sure that you and I can both think of. I'm not thinking at the moment because I'm in pain, but stamina wise, where they are set out to basically insult the player. Now, half and half of the time, at least from what I think, it doesn't go so well. But if what am I trying to say? Not the story, but a video game in general is meant to. How do I want to phrase this? Well, because I'm trying to figure out how to say this in the best way possible. We're gonna coin flip, by the way. If a video game, nice misses, by the way. If a video, oh my god! Now I'm just curious to see how many coin flips I miss here. But if a video game is basically not out for profit, I guess that's the other way I could say it. That's not the best way I wanted to say it, but it's gonna have to do for the moment. You know what? I'm just gonna flip a big coin flip here. So this is like 35%. We missed the strong. We missed this. I'm just gonna keep going. At this point, I'm committed. So this is not where you want to be on your second mystery, second short mystery as well, by the way. But yeah, I don't know how. Actually, I know how people survive this. I thought that maybe we could have got. I know that's stamina when we fail, but a katana would have been great. Unfortunately, that's not what's going to happen, so shrug. A lot of stamina damage, by the way. But I could have avoided all this, basically. There's not really much else to say. In fact, I'm going to throw the wooden bat here. I know we have to fight the scissor lady, but I did not do the vigil correctly, so I just realized my mistake here. But not really much else I can do. Yeah, I know. What do you mean you're already knocking on the door? That was actually weird, actually. I've never seen that happen. But, yeah, we have to fight a big, chunky scissor lady. That sounds weird, but you get the point. She has a lot of HP here. We're gonna go for this again. I mean, either just take -3 all in the face, or we'll see what happens. This is gonna be a very short video, by the way. But, thankfully, this is before the end of the second mystery, so technically speaking, yeah, we can do another run. Not that there's much to show, so I guess this is a one exception. If I lose quickly here, because of this, like, we cannot do anything else. We can go for maybe a dodge, but I promise you it's not going to be the best option. So yeah, prep fire, go off on our way, and yeah, because again, the point of this series at the moment is to show off template being worked on, also experience roll, nothing I can really do about that. Thankfully, we didn't take too much doom, but it's obviously the stamina that we're missing, so shrug. Now, that being said, I did make a mistake back there. I should have just rushed the enemy if that was going to be the case. Otherwise, I probably would have had at least, like 15 stamina, or I could have just run away. Considering that we're in scissors, running away was definitely the better option. It's not like we're forced to stay. Now, if we're on Katak Eldritch Parasite, then pain happens. But because we could have just run away from, I think, every one of those encounters, save for the scissor lady, yeah, we definitely could have had like 20 plus stamina at this point. But, you know, I didn't think I was gonna miss a coin flip so many times, so add that to what am I trying to say? Add that to exhibit like 2,047,000. I mean, that's not like the exact number of times RNG's just been sad to me. But I mean, if we want a coin flip again, I'll show you. So, without further ado, I mean, yeah, again, we're just showing off templates, so a short video wouldn't be so bad. But coin flips don't make any difference.